Hello everyone and welcome back to NeoBurgh. We are playing Transport Fever 2 today and we are in our new region, NeoBurgh. So, where we left it off last time, we have basically built up a brand new road through, although traffic seems to be building up a little bit here. But yeah, this is our new route through to Alford and also Berg Le Marche, our bigger cities in the area. What we're going to need to do at some point, because this will only be able to produce and ship so many, about 400, um, 400 bricks. Obviously, at the moment, it's not too much of an issue because we actually have so many bricks we can't ship them quite quickly enough, which is kind of a nice place to be because it means that we can just keep investing in these lines and making more and more money. While that is nice to have, it's also a little bit worrying because ultimately this will only be able to provide so much. So we're providing about 93% of the stone from this stone quarry over here. In fact, that's going down to 90. I thought it said 70. Maybe I'm just being silly. 93%. So these trucks go in a line just down to the construction materials plant, where they can then be created into bricks. And this is going to a few of our cities. We've got Alford, Berg Le Marche, Swindon, and Ilkley? Ilkley? Ickley. Maybe it's Ickley. I'm not too sure. Um, so we're going to those four places at the moment. And we've got West Ham across the river, which wants bricks as well, and also Winsford, which wants a lot of bricks just over here. So that's some really positive areas that we can push bricks to. So at the moment, we're just trying to ensure that we put enough vehicles on these lines to actually fulfill the demand that is there. At the moment, we're producing almost 400, 376 bricks and shipping 368. So those are going to the various cities that we have on these lines. One thing that we will need to do at some point, what I want to do, so here's story time. This is where we lay down what's going to happen. So what I want to do is create a harbour here and link in not only the construction facilities down here and up here, but also create a train line that connects up our various quarries, which for some reason are in a bit of a line. It's a little bit strange, but we're rolling with it. We can also hook up this construction plant over here, and that way we can use this as like a central hub almost. So we'll have a harbour on this side, a harbour on this side. We'll probably actually use boats to bring over the stone, and then we'll have probably a line from here to West Ham and a line to Winsford over here. That's probably the best bet. And then we'll have lines that go up to the different construction plants as well. So it's lofty goals because at the moment we don't even have enough vehicles on these lines to fulfill the demand that we currently have, let alone hooking up more cities and other factories and what have you. So those are definitely the plans for down the ways yet. Something that we've got to be wary of is the residential areas that are near to the river. So what I think we'll have to do is probably expand the river a little bit so that we can hopefully avoid these areas that don't want emissions, because boats do actually create quite a bit of emissions. So that should hopefully prevent these cities from being affected by that. It's actually quite an interesting little layer because you can see where the routes that the residential lines currently take. So, for example, from Tring, they're currently going to Winsford, Shildon, Sunter Coulsdon, and then only one to Marblethorpe and Sutton. So yeah, we can see using that line, using that layer, sorry, whereabouts they're going. So that's quite interesting. And to be honest with you, it allows us to potentially hook up areas that aren't currently linked up, which would be good. But yeah, thinking about potentially a train line down the line, we do need to be wary of elevation gains. So this might be a little bit tricky because this is about 20 meters. This is 100 meters, and then it goes back down to 40 meters. Over here, 20 meters, 16 meters, 35 meters, they're all roughly within sort of 10 meters of each other, or well, 10, 15, 20 meters of each other. So it's not really that much of a worry over here. This one is going to be a little bit trickier because where this one's on 100 meters and down here, obviously at water level is 0, but the mine is actually at about 30 meters up. It's going to make it quite tricky to get a train line in. So we just got to be wary of that going forwards, because as we saw from last episode, or one of the previous episodes, we've actually got quite a big hill here, which means if we want to put a line through to, say, Alford, which is at 4.3 meters, and the the construction materials places about 13 meters. That's not too much of a difference, but we've got a 220, 240 odd meter hill in between. So it's probably going to be a tunnel through. And what I'm thinking is if we connect up both Burglarmarsh and Alford to this bricks hub, considering these want what? Burglarmarsh want 122, Alford want 131. So between them, they have more than half. I was going to say double, more than half of this one construction material plant alone, and that's only going to grow. So we're probably going to have to go through here in a tunnel, which will be quite big and quite expensive, but it will have benefits because we won't be affecting the emission areas, or the areas that don't want emissions, sorry, which will be positive for all the cities along the way, like Dover and Bawtry. So that's basically a snapshot of where we're at the moment with our construction materials sort of empire. These numbers are going down, which is always good because it means that we're shipping more and more and hopefully making more consistent amounts of money. We just have to keep on putting more vehicles on there until we can get that trusty train line through, in which case we'll pretty much have to change quite a lot about it. I don't know whether we'll do one line through and it has a stop at Alford and then goes through to Burglarmarsh, or whether we'll have one line through that splits in the middle. So it would have two road depots, and then that would take bricks to Alford and Burglar Marsh, or whether we'll have two lines coming through, one to Burglar Marsh, one to Alford. Probably that, because to be honest with you, 131 and 122 like demand, and this is still quite early days yet. We haven't got anything else hooked up. It's only going to get more and more, so it's kind of, quite a lot of demand to bring through on one train line, let alone two. So it's going to be pretty tricky to not have multiple lines going through here to settle that demand. We also need to hook up Dover. We've got Dover that wants 17 bricks. It's not that many, but it will get more and more as time goes on. So with that train line, we'll probably have to do that maybe in a few episodes' time, once we've got some more sort of strong income coming into these through these lines. So for the time being, I think we'll keep it as is with the road lines. So that means we just need to keep on getting more vehicles as we can. It might even be worth taking out a bit more of a loan to get a few more vehicles, because this will be just pretty much sure money. Yes, the amount of vehicles will grow the costs, the running costs, but we've got 172 sitting here, and they're not really going anywhere at the moment. In fact, we've got almost 100 on the other line, the Ilkley line, which goes all the way through to here, and Ilkley only wants about 63, so we have a lot of capacity to fill at the moment. So I think it probably is a good idea to take out a bit of a loan, try and get some more vehicles on these lines. But how many would we want? So at the moment, Alford has 9 vehicles, Burglar Marsh has 8, and Ilkley has 2. So if we bumped them up to 10, we would need 3 here. If we put maybe one more on the Ilkley line, I don't know how many Ilkley would actually need. So that would be at least 4 million that we'd need to borrow. So let's get those sorted. Get one on the Alford line, 2 on there, and 1 on here. And then just like that, we've lost most of the money that we actually just put on. And actually we can repay one of those because we didn't need it, which is good because it will keep the loan interest down. And hopefully once these actually get through to where they need to go, we should make a fair bit of money off of that, because these Alford lines, I mean, these trucks, when they actually do deliver, make a lot of money. And I'm hoping that with these improvements to the lines, in fact, where is that? Why is this been... We could totally improve this by making the road here a bit faster. There we go. I mean, it's still quite a hill up, but it should at least allow them to get up to speed. And then on the other end, I mean, yeah, that's a fair hill to climb up in any vehicle, let alone one of these trucks that are fully laden. In fact, it may be worthwhile having sort of a cut through to avoid this residential zone, because more and more emissions are only going to be bad for Bawtry here. And Bawtry's a fair size. We don't necessarily want to make it recede from the size it is, so it might be worthwhile having a bit of a faster route through, which maybe followed the line straight through. We do have a fair few points where traffic is a bit of an issue. Other than putting larger roads on, I'm not too sure what we could do. I don't know whether upgrading, say, this road through would necessarily help it that much. It may do, because it means that then hopefully the traffic can move a bit faster through, or at least that's the hope. This is just causing all sorts of issues, really. But yeah, if we did a road through, we've got 800,000. I'm just gonna repay part of that loan, try and take it down to maybe 20 million. If we did like a faster way through, maybe that came off of this jud through, I mean, it would be quite expensive. If we had a look here, how much are we talking? So if we went in, well, we can't even afford this road at the moment. If we came through, plugged in there, I mean, it's quite a tunnel, and it's 11 million. It's almost 12 million, so it's a lot of money. It's far too much money, really. We can't afford that right now. Right, if we can just make enough money to repay one more of these loans, then that'll take it down to a cool 20 million. I mean, lights here might help. We could also potentially put in a roundabout, although I'm not too happy with roundabouts in this game, to be honest with you, because nothing uses the second lane in it. Or if you put in 3, it doesn't use all 3 lanes. It only uses 2 of them. One of them, sorry. So yeah, maybe we put a roundabout in and try and make it work with those different lines, but I don't know whether we can. The different lanes is the main problem here. I don't think it's gonna really help, unfortunately. But what may help is if we put traffic lights here, because then it would stop these sort of cars almost trying to push their way through. So now, because it's flowing a little bit better, I mean, really we need this lane to, most of this traffic's just turning right to come down to Alford. Maybe we need to put in a second road down to Alford. That might help. A more direct route for Bawtry, and then that should hopefully provide a little bit of relief to this route through. Let's give that a try. So the idea here is to relieve that road a little bit more, so the traffic that's coming through can actually go in multiple ways. Let's lower that down so it's a little bit cheaper for us to build in. And we can put the line in here. Trying to do that as straight as possible. We'll have a nice fast connection between those as well. And then hopefully stuff will start to come down this route as well, not just this main route that's quite busy, to be fair. In fact, it almost looks like this line is already using that route, probably because it's a bit more direct rather than going zigzagging around. So hopefully once this starts to trickle through, that should reduce down the amount of traffic here. If we take off the traffic lights, fingers crossed, that should be able to flow a bit better. Of course, we've got some coming down from Cudzum. Cuzdum? A lot of it going to Bawtry and Alford. So this route's going to be quite busy with the stuff coming through from there. But look at that, it's already started to clear up. Seems like having this second route through has really helped that connection. And hopefully if we do put in a connection this way... Oh wow, we have a lot of money at the moment. Instead of it sitting doing nothing, I'm going to pay off some more of the loan. I know it's not necessarily the most entertaining, but it just means that we'll have more going forward. These are getting up to 50 miles an hour, so that's good. Hopefully it keeps them a little bit further away from the residential zone. It looks like it's over in this corner. So, I mean, it's not entirely, but we could have these come down this way and come across rather than going through the residential area. I mean, Alford isn't really affected by too many emissions at the moment, so there's that. And I mean, this hill is quite dramatic. These are trying to get up to 50 miles an hour. And then we've got the same issue here, where we have traffic building up on these junctions. So if we upgrade this road and that little bit, that should mean that this connection's a little bit faster. This one can just come out. We don't need it there, to be honest. And what we could do is have a more direct... Oh, we can also upgrade this section of the road, which will then connect into Littlehampton a little bit better. But what we could really do with is having a direct route that doesn't interfere with this this main way through. What are the cars doing? They're just disappearing. Oh. They're vanishing here and then appearing here. I don't know what's going on there. It's helping the traffic, but at the same time, I don't know why it's doing that. Up here, we've got a similar issue where traffic just needs to calm down a bit. Maybe what we could do is come over here a little bit. So we go down to about there. We can then come across, and I mean, we don't need to go too steeply down, but then we can pretty much connect in down this way. I mean, this is pretty steep, and it's going as far down as it can, so maybe it does need to come down a little bit more sharply. So if we go in on this side of this factory, we'll connect in this to here. I don't want a tunnel in the middle, and I don't want it to dig out too much of the ground, so we'll delete that back. And what we'll do is we'll have a road come out this way, which will connect these two up. And then hopefully they'll use this route through because it's more direct and not the bypass that avoids these very busy areas. That's the hope, at least. Whether that's what will happen in practice, we don't know. Again, we have quite a lot of money, so we're going to repay a bit of our loan. We will need to move this a little bit. So in time, once we put in, probably when we put in the boats and things, we'll alter how this is laid out, and then that will allow us to put in, you know, space for a train station and what have you, and hopefully get things a little bit more prepared for the boats and what have you. Where are we? We've got 170 on Alfred, so this could do with some more, maybe. It's tricky because I don't want to put too many vehicles on there. You can see with Ilkley, it's gone way down to 17 from about 100. So hopefully these vehicles won't be waiting too long when they're picking stuff up. That's not what we want. What we can do, though, is potentially upgrade the roads between here. And, I mean, we could if it didn't be too close to the... I mean, it's literally just because of these little buildings we could remove. Let's try one. There we go. Upgrade these routes through. If we upgrade this to one of those ones, then the buildings can stay, which is kind of what we want. So that should increase the rate at which these lines can travel. Alright, so we are waiting to pick up bricks for Swindon. That's fine. We really aren't waiting for Alfred, because Alfred has quite a few still. We could potentially improve things by putting another vehicle on this line, but annoyingly, because we're doing about 94% pretty reliably with 4 of these, 5 will be just a bit too many. So what I mean there is, because we're not doing... oh goodness, what would it be with 4 of them? Say we had 3 vehicles on here and we were doing 75% transport, then obviously if we had another vehicle we would get the extra 25% to send 100% of the stuff. But because we've got about 94% with 4 of them, if we had another one we would go way over what we actually need. What we could do is upgrade these roads, and then hopefully that might be just the extra bit that's needed for these to do this line a little bit quicker and get the last 6% that we need there. You never know. So if we look at our income, our outgoing's actually quite high. I thought this used to be in bars. Track. Total high-speed tunnel, bridge, electric. Yeah, we are actually making a fair bit of loss, but we are also investing in a number of things through these years, which is probably affecting it. Hopefully, the supplies percentage will go up and we won't have to put another vehicle on here because it would be a little bit pointless. Potentially a more direct line with less sharp bends would help because they would be doing a quicker run through. The main issue here is that we can't upgrade this snippet of track. It's just colliding with either the factory or the terminal here. Actually, these numbers are going way down, which is really good. It should mean that we are actually transporting more and more of what we need to get to where it needs to go. So that should hopefully be making us quite a bit of money. The Burglar Marsh line is still quite busy. How's this doing? Well, stuff's still coming down here, but we've also got things going down this way. So it's hopefully reducing the amount of traffic building up on these junctions. So there's a plus there. Let's just repay some more of this loan. Oh wow, this is quite something. Everything's going through this way, because this is the fastest route through. Hopefully, I mean, if we put on the traffic layer, things are flowing relatively well. This is a little bit bad. Again, where the junctions are, there's a little bit of traffic built up. Again, here we could improve the speed of the road, and that may do wonders for it. Or at least we could if we had a little bit more money. We need 4,000. Shouldn't have spent that on repaying our loan, but repaying the loan should help us long term, which will be good. It's a very funky road. I don't know why it put it in this way. It's interesting that it doesn't give you the speed that the residential vehicles are going. It just tells you that they go places via car. I mean, on top of this, the only thing that we could potentially do is upgrade to a larger road, but I don't really want to do that. This is causing a little bit of issues. Traffic's just building up. Stuff turning left. Don't turn left. Choose right instead.
Hey.
Interesting. Why are you coming through this way? So you're literally just going down here. Don't know why you didn't just continue through, but hey ho. Ah, we got a little bit of money. So let's upgrade these lower roads. Hopefully that will help. I just want to clean this up. So what I'll do is put a road in here. Oh, that's quite a difference in height. If we upgrade there and there, then that may help stuff get through, or at least that's the hope. I will repay that loan slowly but surely, and hopefully it will reduce the amount that we spend on it each year. Right, what we don't want is too many of these waiting for bricks. How is this doing? 96%. It's gone up by 2% in the last year or so. So what we could do is, if we delete this bit out, and delete this as well, if we put this straight into that, and this into that, and that into this, he says, hopefully that will be a good 1 or 2% there, and it should mean that these vehicles can actually pick up speed if we keep an eye on these trucks. So again, up to 40, 50. So that's the maximum this road can do. And they're staying at 50. This would be the ascent up to the bridge. Going down slightly. But pretty much staying at 50, which is good. And then turning up. Gonna turn around. Somehow doing a complete 180 in the road there. And dropping off. So it's not just the trip there that we need to keep an eye on. It's how fast they can do the trip back. So once this one goes away, picking up speed to about 50. So it's already at speed there. It's probably going to go down a little bit here. Nope, it didn't at all. And then it's 50 all the way through up to the depot where it picks up more stone. So that's really good. Hopefully it will be the difference we need it to be. So if we let that run for a little while, it's already gone up to 97%. If we let it run for a little while, it may well... In fact, what we could do as well is put the put the stop a little bit closer. Eking out every percentage that we can here. So we want you to drop off stone. That keeps them in the faster road then. Hopefully that will improve things that little bit more. We just want it to scrape up to like 99, maybe 100%. This is the dream. We're at 97% at the moment. The good news is that these numbers are coming down, which is really good for these lines. We literally just need to... Oh, why is that gone with 0? Oh, maybe... Oh, I don't know. So at 97%, hopefully these small changes will add up to just do the last little bit there. These Alfred vehicles are coming straight down. I wonder why they're transferring through. Is it something to do with the speed of the roads? Potentially. If we upgrade this road, does that mean that the train, not the train, the truck comes down here? No. What if we straight up put a waypoint here that it has to go through? So, on the way down here, it needs to go through this one, and then on the way back, it goes through this one. Oh, this one's going to here. So that should hopefully keep them a little bit further away from the emission areas. Or at least that's the hope. Alfred's pretty big, to be fair. 500 people. Hopefully this line will continue to make us a lot of money. It's just literally taking a little while to come through. So the frequency's at 3 minutes with the rate of 144. So what? Alfred is 127. Burgh Marsh is 130. What rate is this one? 3 minutes at 118. Interesting. I'm just wondering where else we could... Oh wow, we've got another 2 minutes. Let's repay this. I'd rather pay it off and then not have to pay the loan interest for longer, and then hopefully we'll be able to use that money for something a little bit more fun. But yeah, things are going well. We've reduced these traffic areas down a fair bit, especially over here. This is completely calmed down because we've created another road down this way. We could even tie in this route through if we really saw fit to do so. So Alfred's doing really quite well. I mean, it's mostly going to Burgh Marsh and Bawtry. but some of it is going to St Justin Penwith. This is one of so last episode I discovered this amazing name. I'm so tempted to change it to St Justin Time. So just in time manufacturing is like a manufacturing theory. I don't know. Practice, I should say, not theory. Where you literally reduce how much time you hold on to things and what have you, or just anything like just in there's a lot of inventive names I could come up with. Just in there, just in trying to not do innuendos, but it's just too tempting. But yeah, like this name really, I was quite impressed with it last time I discovered it. So unfortunately, the audio died and no one heard my sheer childish happiness. It's such a silly name. Oh goodness. Right, we've brought it down to 10 million now, so that's doing well. These are actually working really well with traffic, to be fair. I'm quite impressed with how much putting in a different route through rather than just using one has done for this, and quite frankly, I'm very pleased with it. We got a little bit of traffic where the trucks are stopping. What we could also do is improve the route through to Berkeley Marsh here, so that they can get through a little bit quicker, and that should hopefully mean that these will basically grow a little bit more because they've got slightly better connection, or at least that's the hope. But yeah, I think we could pay off another million. There we go. I think we're going to leave it there. We're doing really well with delivering these to where they need to go. So I'm really quite happy with how things are going. And if we can save up a little bit of money, maybe we can look at sorting out boats in the next episode. At the moment, I'm really happy that we're paying off the loan. And actually, how much are we? Oh, we got it to 99%. Like 1% more, and then we'd be there. It'd be golden. It would be all that we need it to be. So that's one way to just eke out. Oh, it's at 100%. Literally just as I was saying that, it's gone up to 100%. Oh, that's really good. I'm quite happy with that. So yeah, these small optimizations have made 6% difference for transport. And it might not sound like much, but it's ways that you don't have to spend money on the line with more vehicles. It's ways that you can just optimize the current line that you've got in order to get more out of it. And that line will probably be making a little bit more money now because it is able to deliver that little bit more produce to where it needs to go. And this is actually, look at this, these are having to wait. Oh, perfect timing. So this is just pulled up, which means this can start to load up as this one leaves. And we've got another one coming through. We might even be able to get away with like removing one of these trucks, which would be nuts. I can't believe that just making because this road was a little bit wiggly, they weren't able to go the full speed all the way through. That is really crazy. Like now this one's at 15. This is doing really well. All because we've moved this like a few meters. It still does the same thing, and improved the route through. That is crazy. Look at that. I can't really believe it. But yeah, I am going to leave it here. We have really done well with our lines, and to be honest with you, if this is providing more stone to here, it means that we're probably going to be able to produce more for these lines that need it. So that's good. Um, I'm really quite happy with how this is all coming along. Um, what we're going to need to do is move this around slightly. Probably maybe in the next episode or one or two in the future, just because we need to build up a little bit of money to be able to do the changes that I want to do to um, basically put in the harbors and things. Um, it's going to need us to save up a little bit, but we've really cut down our loan, save it, taking out a little bit of loan to actually buy the vehicles to put on these lines to actually mean that everything gets to where it needs to go a little bit more efficiently has really paid off. I mean, the Alford line has made so much money, it's a bit nuts. And hopefully, by improving the amount of traffic that's coming through, this has also helped the lines get to where they need to go and have that little bit more efficiency going, taking their stuff to where they need to go. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. Um, so until next time, have a good one. Thanks. Bye.